Hello and welcome to Balanced Existence. Today I am so excited for our reading because I'm going to do a 7 chakra workshop, which is similar to the previous reading I did that was titled 7 Facets Workshop, where I went through the 7 facets of life, being spirituality, routines and health and well-being. That's the second one. The third one was free time, hobbies, travel. The fourth one was home and environment. The fifth one is love life. The sixth one was social, friendships, community, even extended family. And the seventh was finances and career. So if you're interested in that, I definitely recommend checking that out. But today's reading, being for the 7 chakras, is going to be all about your internal world, your internal energy. And I'm really excited to start this series. And of course, I would love to hear from you in the comments. I trust that if you're here, there is guidance that your angels and spirit guides have for you. So I would love to hear how this first reading of the series treats you and any thoughts or requests you might have. But I wanted to gift us this time to go inward because we talk so much on this channel about the balance of our inner divine feminine and inner divine masculine and the balance of our inner world and outer world. And so I think it's only fitting that we do a series that gives us that time to really pause and reflect on our internal state and specifically our body, our energy centers in our body. So, of course, get cozy, get comfortable, maybe get a drink that you'd like, maybe get a journal so you can take any notes of things that resonate. Because similar to the 7 facets reading, I'm going to pull tarot cards to give a general energy update, as well as channeling practical guidance, like actionable steps that we can take to fulfill and nourish our chakras. And I'm even hearing that you may want to pause the video, and I'm getting chills just right now as I'm channeling this, but you may want to pause and take a moment to do a body scan from head to toe, from toes to head, and just feel into your body, feel any areas of tension, because this is going to give you a great head start in terms of where in your body needs some attention and needs some care and love and support and that TLC that you so deserve. And you may even know what chakras need extra care and attention. You may be already consciously working on healing particular chakras. So if you do have those in mind, feel free to set any intention and just open yourself to receiving the guidance that your angels and guides want you to receive from this reading. So I trust that if you're here, there is something that is meant to find you, and I hope you enjoy the reading. Okay, so we are going to start with the root chakra and see what comes forward for us. Okay, so we have the 3 of Cups and the 9 of Wands. So we actually got the 3 of Cups in a recent reading where I talked about boundaries, and because we had pulled multiple water cards or cups cards, I talked about utilizing our emotions in order to cultivate or conjure feelings of emotional fulfillment in order to manifest. And so with this coming through for the root chakra, I'm getting chills again. I'm feeling like this is a very powerful energy of your ability to manifest from your foundational security. And I'm hearing from Spirit, you have done so much work to build and stabilize your foundations. And you may have even had to tear down those foundations and rebuild them to get to this point. But definitely this ability to feel into celebration and belonging and even community can be represented by the 3 of Cups. You are learning to anchor in those feelings in a secure way in your body. The root chakra talks all about your survival needs and your safety and security and stability. So for us to receive such a celebratory card of the cups of the water sign, I'm really feeling this embodied groundedness on an emotional level showing up in your foundations, if that makes sense. So our body is, of course, the vehicle that we are in for this lifetime. And this is what the root chakra is all about. It's your groundedness. It's you on the physical plane, on this earth, in your body. And so when you have a celebratory energy that is pulsing through your body, through your cells, and that's what I mean by anchored in, like you feel it in every bone of your body, you feel it in every cell of your body, and you have evolved like the frequency of your cells in this way by tapping into that celebratory energy, by getting closer to your aligned community and friendships, and by just overall embodying this sense of belonging, this sense of knowing that where you are is just right, and being able to attract the people that are going to see you, recognize you, value you, and vice versa. So this is such a sacred chakra. It is the baseline for everything we do. So with this Three of Cups energy, I'm feeling pulled to reiterate, wherever you're at on your journey, to continue to practice the manifestational techniques of feeling that which you want to feel, right? Like if you're trying to manifest something specific in your physical reality, you should be very often, daily, if not multiple times a day, tapping into the emotion that thing will bring you, because then you've anchored it and you become a magnet to it showing up for you in your physical reality. So really honor and prioritize your feelings on a core level, the feelings that you repeat on autopilot. That's kind of the synergy I'm getting between this watery sign of the Three of Cups and the root chakra. And with the Nine of Wands, I'm loving this balance of the water and the fire. Of course, the cups being the water element represents the divine feminine, and the wands being the fire element represents the divine masculine. And so with the Three of Cups, we had this gentle, flowing, joyful energy revolving around your connections. And then with the wands, we have this action taking, this ability to persevere and embody resilience through the challenges and the struggles that you may be faced with. And this is also about the inner knowingness that you have, that you are going to achieve your goals, achieve victory, that you are so close to your goals, you're so close to your victory, and you can continue forward with courage. And again, anchoring that through every cell of your body, every bone, every ounce of your being. That's what the root chakra is all about. Feeling it in your body, knowing it on a bodily level. And so this card can also talk about having strong boundaries. My cat is here to confirm. Having strong boundaries can be an important piece of guidance for you, or something that maybe you've become really skilled in, and that's what's also helping you anchor into your body. So I'm really loving the balance with the Wands card, the Nine of Wands card coming in and embodying that warrior masculine energy, as well as, of course, with the more gentle, flowing feminine energy of the Three of Cups. So a beautiful union of your inner divine feminine and inner divine masculine represented by these cards. And so continue to ground, continue to prioritize this union. And it's becoming so harmonious and so anchored within you. So it's something to truly be proud and excited and grateful about. So some practical steps for you to nurture your root chakra is to maybe journal about where you feel secure, where you feel stable in your life, or, where, with the Three of Wands, the Three of Cups and the Nine of Wands, maybe you want to journal or reflect on where you felt a really strong sense of community, where you felt like you've made really nurturing friendships and connections, or just anything you have to celebrate. I would journal about that. This is also heavily linked to gratitude journaling. When you just sit and you think, what are all the things I have to be grateful for? What are all the things I have to celebrate right now? And with the Nine of Wands, definitely journaling about where you have persevered, like how you have exhibited these traits that you are proud of, that have brought you to achieving your goals. When's the last time you felt very victorious in a situation where you just feel like so strong and like a true warrior, right? Like, when have you felt that, and how are you calling that into your life more? Maybe there's something you're specifically trying to manifest that's requiring you to persevere and exhibit resilience. And so Spirit is also recommending to journal about that. And I'm also picking up on deep breaths to anchor down into your body whenever you feel like the energy is getting a little chaotic or things are kind of speeding up and getting wobbly. Deep breaths will always anchor you down and slow you down and bring you back to peace. I'm also hearing walking in nature barefoot. Of course, we know that this is an amazing way to ground ourselves. And in meditation, you can visualize a red glowing light at the base of your spine to just really cleanse and empower that root chakra. Really draw upon and cultivate that infinite source of light that's from divine source energy and channel it into that root chakra. And when you do that, you can imagine and visualize and really feel in an anchored way what it feels like to be strong, supported, unshakable, and also able to celebrate. It's like when you have your survival needs met, you can then celebrate and tap into that joy and community. It's that beautiful balance again between the feminine and masculine of these two water and fire cards. I'm also getting the guidance to eat whole foods, eat nourishing foods, engage in physical movement, like strength training, or even just walking or dancing, moving in whatever way feels good for you, a way that's going to keep your energy flowing and filtering through your body. And lastly, I want to channel through some affirmations we can use to help fulfill and nourish and support our root chakra. So we have, I am safe, secure, and deeply grounded. I trust myself. I trust the universe to support me. Things like this. Okay, so let's move on to the sacral chakra. Of course, the sacral chakra deals with our relationships to others. It includes sensuality. It deals with our creativity, our creative passions, just our general sense of passion, and the flow of our emotions. So for the sacral chakra, we are getting the Sun and the Ace of Cups. Wow, I love that the Ace of Cups is flowing through because, of course, our sacral chakra is associated with the water element. And I mean, with the Sun, this is just such powerful, joyous energy coming through. This is all about, with these two cards together, embracing the flow of your emotions and the journey that you're on, knowing that it is the highest timeline available to you right now. And what a reason to feel joy that is, and what an emotional renewal that is available to us. The ability to approach life in a new way that you've never experienced before. It's the best way that you can possibly be living in any given moment. That's the brightness of the sun coming through and penetrating your aura and your emotional state with such bright, loving light. And if you've been on a journey to achieve emotional balance, for example, maybe there's been a lot of ebbs and flows that you've had to learn to embrace, and just overall embracing the flow of life, this reading is to confirm to you that the sun is always destined for you. And I'm seeing 555 on the clock right now. So the energy of the sun is bringing you abundance, joy, the drive to follow your passions. And it's also an energy of healing your inner child. So you're stepping into this sacral chakra, your creativity, your emotions, your relationships to others, with a healed inner child, with the knowingness that you can tap into joy at any given moment, and with such a beautiful energy of emotional balance. And this is you right now, right? Like, this isn't future you. Like, you can tap into this abundance and joy and emotional balance and a healed inner child in any given moment. You have the tools, like, you've grown, you've anchored in these techniques, and you know what to do to calm your body and to get yourself back to center in any given moment, regardless of whatever ebbs and flows you're experiencing. So the guidance here is also to utilize water in a way that feels good for you. If you have access to the ocean or a river or a waterfall or just a creek or a pond somewhere, I definitely recommend to take advantage of that. But even a shower, a bath, or even simply imagining or visualizing water flowing down and cleansing your energy, like when you perform a meditation where you visualize a beam of light flowing through your crown chakra all through your body. You can do that also with water, a cleansing water that comes and flows through all your chakras, and anything that's not needed, especially in your sacral chakra, the water will take it, like it will drain it, right? Like when the rain comes and cleanses everything. You can use that kind of visualization with your meditations. And you can also use the visualization of a bright orange light in your lower stomach where your sacral chakra is. And I'm also getting just drinking water, drinking herbal teas, whatever resonates to you. And as a potential journal prompt to really dive deep into your emotions, especially in a moment of any emotional trigger that comes up. I'm hearing like there's some residue that is ready to be cleansed out. And so by you journaling it or doing that meditation or drinking water or taking a shower, like you're allowing yourself to filter and drain out anything that's not meant to stay in your body and in your energy. So anything that you want to journal about this, or journaling what emotions you want to cultivate more of, like a good scripting practice, especially as we are seeking to navigate through life with a manifestation mindset and really tapping into our emotional state, and more importantly, the emotional state of your dream life, your highest timeline, and becoming aware of those emotions, and then really tapping into them, getting really good at connecting to them, practicing this more and more, and then getting to a place where we have alignment with those dream emotions. And it's something that we easily embody repetitively because it's that repetition, that's that practice. That's when we get that abundant manifestational power. I'm also hearing deep belly breathing to relax your body. This is similar as what was coming through for the root chakra. And then, of course, engaging in creative activity. We talk a lot on this channel about pursuing and following and prioritizing your creative passions, whether it's a hobby or a career, whatever it may be for you. Really make an effort and a strong prioritization to gift yourself that time to work on your hobbies and get into that creative flow state. The more time you can spend in your creative flow state, the closer you are to source energy, and the stronger that connection between you and source energy becomes. So again, however you need to prioritize this for you, and this is overlapping with the guidance that we got for that third facet of free time, hobbies, things like this in the 7 Facets Workshop reading. So if this is resonating for you, I definitely recommend checking out that reading video. But this is about, making that strong intention and giving yourself that structure, maybe even the discipline, because sometimes there can be resistance when you're trying to form a new habit and prioritize free time into your already busy schedule. I'm just hearing to really make an effort to practice this, just like you would practice meditation, right? Practice being in a creative flow, practice your hobbies, practice prioritizing that time. Because when we do this, we are able to step into that bright, radiant, powerful energy of the sun, as well as the emotional state, the emotional renewal that we get from walking through that energetic portal and embodying a newer and higher frequency, which then gives us the abundant manifestational power to bring in more of that light. This is the synergy between the Ace of Cups and the sun. So another thing with the sacral chakra that I'm getting is to move our body, again, similar to the root chakra. But especially with the sacral chakra, this can be about dancing or moving your hips or even stretching your hips. Especially for women, we store a lot of our emotions there. So even like somatic shaking or somatic exercises or stretches that can help get that energy flowing through our body. And also I'm hearing to ask yourself or commit yourself to how you can be more open to creativity and what creative passions are calling to you. And this can be anything that connects you with divine source energy, allows a harmonious union between your divine feminine and divine masculine as you take the steps to create whatever it is that you're drawn to. And through the process, you get to know yourself better, having been through that meditative flow state. And lastly, I'm also picking up on, because this is the chakra of pleasure and enjoyment, I'm getting to allow yourself to enjoy the pleasures of life. So this could be a massage, a bath, essential oils, fabrics that feel good on your skin, anything that resonates and feels good with your 5 senses. And this also will help you on a physical level, like in the energy center of your sacral chakra, tap into the abundance of the sun and the emotional fulfillment of the Ace of Cups. This is a new portal, like I said before, it's a new portal, it's a new state that we're entering that we've not been in before. So these exercises are meant to get you there more easily so that you can more repetitively experience this abundance and positive emotions. And then by that repetition, you anchor it into your body, and it's just something that you naturally feel on a day-to-day, like on autopilot. So ultimately, the more that you feel and practice feeling these emotions of your dream state, of your higher timeline, of your ideal state, the better you get at doing so and the less effort it takes for you to get to that state. And then suddenly you become this effortless magnet. And we are talking about the sacral chakra, which does involve your relationships. So whether this is romantic, sensual relationships or friends, family, or your general sense of community, when you take these steps to nurture and fill your sacral chakra and really raise the frequency of this energy body, you are then able to effortlessly magnetize. And really it's by default. Like I said, it's autopilot. You don't have to actively do this. It's just something that you do without trying. So this is such a magical chakra to focus on. And I feel like this chakra is especially important for this collective. You may have already known that going into the reading, that this is a chakra that you're especially putting a lot of healing energy into. I mean, maybe the root chakra as well. I mean, those are two of the most important ones, especially for those of us who are going through a spiritual awakening and who are needing to heal those foundations, heal their inner child, even heal from their past lives. So, of course, all of the chakras are equally important, but because these are your base, like these are your foundation of the body that you are in this physical plane on earth, then it's kind of like everything builds on top of this, on top of these two. So I'm getting there's a portion of the collective that is healing both of these equally, but there's also a significant portion of this collective that has done already a lot of work on their root chakra, and their sacral chakra is the one that's requiring some more attention. So of course, take it as it resonates. You know what chakra or chakras need your attention. But I just wanted to reiterate how magical the sacral chakra is, and not just because of the certain outcomes that we seek in our relationships, but also because this is our creative life force, and it is the harmony and the synergy that we experience with others and the world around us. And so it is such a key to our manifestational power and our ability to feel good consistently. So if you are listening to this, just know that your sacral chakra is on the brink of a powerful transformational healing. It's a new identity. And maybe in the past, you've struggled with your relationships, or you felt emotionally imbalanced or dysregulated, or you felt like you didn't know how to prioritize your creative passions, or that you weren't skilled at connecting to the creative source energy and entering that creative flow state. All of these old identities simply are not going to resonate with you anymore. And so that's what this Ace of Cups new beginning is showing up as. And that's what this abundance of the sun, the drive to follow your joy, to follow the passions of your inner child, that's how that is going to show up. So I really want you to feel what a magical embodiment this is. And so some affirmations you can say for the sacral chakra are: I allow my creativity to flow freely. I am comfortable in my body and I express my emotions with ease. I nurture my relationships and connections that bring me joy and pleasure. These are just some examples. Okay, so let's move on to the solar plexus chakra. So this is all about your confidence, courage, your self-esteem, your power, your willpower to take action on things, that inner spark that drives you to move forward. It's your inner fire. Okay, so we're getting the 10 of Wands and the 4 of Wands. Wow, 2 Wands cards, both are the fire element, so this is so fitting. I love how the cards just come out in such an aligned way. So immediately the story I'm getting is with the 10 of Wands, this can represent feeling overwhelmed or burdened. And as you recall, for the root chakra, we did receive the 9 of Wands, which is all about having the inner strength and the perseverance to move forward. So seeing here that theme of how your root chakra really anchors you and provides the foundation for you to move forward in life with a strong willpower and confidence and drive to achieve your goals. But with the 10 of Wands, it's interesting because right after this feeling of being overwhelmed or maybe feeling like you're close to wanting to give up, but then right after we have the 4 of Wands, which is about a success, a victory, some kind of milestone that you've achieved, and it's something to celebrate. It's something you're being recognized for. And of course, with the number 4, this is all about security and stability. And it can also represent your home life. But ultimately, it's an energy of harmony and the harvest that you get from your hard work, being able to receive that abundance in such a peaceful way. So this is about your efforts and your hard work paying off, especially following a difficult or challenging time. And I'm getting for the collective, like this may be years. You may have felt like you're in the 10 of Wands energy for years, and the 4 of Wands energy is right around the corner. I'm hearing don't stop. So this is, again, that inner fire that you're able to maintain. It's not just the spark that creates, it's the fire that fuels your goals or the actions you take. And another point I want to make about the 4 of Wands being the card of celebration that's showing up for our solar plexus chakra is how that relates to the 3 of Cups that we got for the root chakra, because both of those energies deal with celebration. And then, of course, like I mentioned just now, that there is this connection between the 9 of Wands for the root chakra and the 10 of Wands that we're getting now for the solar plexus chakra. So there's definitely some linkage between your first and your third chakras here. And so what this is telling me is that we are stepping into a emotional fulfillment and celebration, like a embodied emotion of feeling grateful, feeling like there's so much to be happy and excited and appreciative for. We're stepping into that emotional state in the root chakra, in the cells of our body, in the baseline of our entire body's energy. And at the same time, with the solar plexus chakra, which drives us to keep going in life, we're also getting a celebratory card of stability. So your root, your foundations are providing your inner spark, your solar plexus, with the security and stability that they need to keep going and in a sustainable way. That's what's so important here. It's such positive energies coming through for your first and third chakras, the root and the solar plexus. So even if you aren't sure if this resonates for you, or even if you're just having a moment at any point where you don't feel very encouraged, or you're not sure that you have the strength to go on, Spirit is reminding you that there is something to celebrate. There's a lot to celebrate. And so Spirit is saying to look harder if you can't find it, because the evidence is there. The emotions that you seek to feel, especially the emotions you associate with your dream life or your higher timeline, those emotions are already found through the blessings that you already have right now in your life. And so you don't need to wait for some external thing to fall into place. You don't need to wait for anything in order to celebrate. That's what Spirit wants you to know right now. There is so much to celebrate right now. And the sooner you are to celebrating, the sooner you are to those physical manifestations clicking into place. So I feel that was a really important message that wanted to come through with these themes of celebration coming out twice in those 2 chakras. Okay, so some practical steps I'm getting for this solar plexus chakra is to spend time reflecting, and again, maybe even journaling on your strengths. Where do you feel confident and empowered and skilled? Where can you recognize your achievements and the blessings that are already in front of you? Because anytime that you can seek evidence of that which you want to feel more, For example, if you want to feel more confidence in life, seek to recognize times and experiences and examples of when you did feel confident. When you find that evidence, you're able to rewire your brain and continue to embody those patterns that are of a magnetic, abundant nature. So if you want to bring in more strength, more empowerment, more success, anything like that into your life, seek to recognize all the times where you did feel or experience those things. What are you proud of? What do you love about yourself? Really embrace those feelings of confidence and self-worth. And of course, you can also meditate and visualize a bright yellow light in your upper stomach area and just feel into and appreciate the warmth of that energy that radiates from this solar plexus chakra. Especially if you're in a 10 of Wands moment at any given time and you're waiting for your 4 of Wands moment and you're feeling discouraged, allow yourself to cultivate those feelings of abundance, whether you're doing so through a meditation where you're bringing in and drawing upon that light, or whether it's through a journal exercise or a moment of reflection where you're recognizing the evidence of the blessings already present in your life. Whatever method works for you, or maybe both, allow yourself to cultivate those feelings of abundance on your own, because you can do this. You do have the power to do this. And cultivate those feelings of energy and fiery passion and the love and the light that is always available for us to tap into and utilize for our own creative pursuits or goals or whatever it is that we want to achieve to get to that measure of success that we seek. Another piece of guidance coming through is to embrace courage and look for opportunities that you can embody courage. Maybe there's been something you've been procrastinating on, or something new that you've been wanting to try, or some new experience that you've been wanting to have. And there might be a little resistance because it's unknown, it's unfamiliar territory. But tap into that strength and that willpower, because that's what's going to lead you to take aligned action and with courage. And when you do that, that's what's going to bring you to that 4 of Wands energy, because you so courageously took that action in such a bold way that was aligned with our soul. And when we do that, that is very magnetic energy. And we then receive the harvest of our efforts. We receive those rewards. So commit to seeking and embodying that courage, because when you do, the abundance will flow in. And another practical piece of guidance coming through is to move your energy through your body. Of course, movement works for especially the 3 lower chakras, being those of your physical body. But for the solar plexus chakra specifically, I'm getting the suggestion from spirit to strengthen your core. So maybe you already do strength training, take this as it resonates, but any kind of core exercises or yoga poses that can help fuel the fire of that energy center. Okay, so lastly, here are some affirmations that can help support your solar plexus chakra. I am confident and powerful. My energy is strong, focused, and full of purpose. I trust myself to take bold, aligned action. Those are some examples. So, of course, journal or recite them as you feel intuitively drawn to do so. Okay, so I am actually going to break this reading up into 2 parts, similar to how I did for the 7 Facets workshop, because I really want to give some space for you to reflect on these first 3 chakras and take action or decide on which actionable steps you want to prioritize to help fuel these chakras, whether it's all three or one or two of them that you're especially wanting to focus on. So I want to give time for that to kind of resonate and marinate with you. And then tomorrow I will be on with the remaining chakras, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. So really allow yourself some time to process the first half of this video, these first three chakras, and really get clear on everything you need to do to get these foundational chakras, being those of your lower body, to an energy that is fulfilled and cleansed. So I really encourage you to take that time to do this work and determine whatever resonated with you in this video and make that commitment to anchoring that as part of your routines. And again, if you haven't already, I highly recommend checking out the 7 facets, because a lot of these actionable steps will be much more efficiently integrated into your day-to-day schedule after you've done that 7 facets workshop and gotten clear on your priorities in life and kind of mapped them out in the way that we do in that video. So as always, I would love to hear from you in the comments, any insights you've had, any intentions you're setting, or any feedback of what you enjoyed in the reading, or any requests of what you would like to see more of in future readings. I just love hearing from you in the comments, and every like, every subscribe means so much to me, especially as we're just starting out building this collective and this community. And thank you just so much for showing up, for being a part of this collective, for taking those steps to heal and transform on this beautiful spiritual journey that you're on. So again, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you on part 2. Bye.